Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it's Tuesday. If you guys haven't been following along, I've been doing some Tuesday trainings going live here on YouTube while I'm actually live in my Facebook support group. So, I figured because normally what I do is, or what I have done in the past, is done my training with my Facebook group, and then I'll save it, and then I might edit it, add to it, blah blah blah, and then get it up on YouTube. Why not just do it both ways? Honestly, let's just do it both ways. So, thank you so much. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are talking this week about getting active. Why it's important. Well, okay, let's break it down, and let's say number one, for those who maybe are not consultants, or hey, Miss Vicky, who are not consultants, or thinking about being a consultant, or you're so new of a consultant, you're like, what the heck does this active word mean? Okay, so we're going to define active. We're going to go over why it's important. We're going to talk about what it can do for your business. And then I'm going to have you all guys just kind of be ready to boss it out. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I've got my group up over here. Let's see. And you're going to be active on the 10th. Yes, that's fantastic. It's fantastic. We're going to be talking about the best ways to do it, how to do it, why to do it. That is amazing, Miss Amanda. Amazing. Okay, let's see here. All right, I'm in that event. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, there we go. Okay. I think we're ready. So anyway, so if you see Vicky's already active, yes, girl, yes. If you see me looking at both places, that's why. Hello, I've got the computer and I've got the phone there. So okay. All right, are you ready? Are you ready to get active? I'm ready to get active. Let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, ready? Let me go live here and introduce them, and we'll go. 3, 2, 1. Hi, team. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, and happy December. I am yet again going live in YouTube. So if you guys are not here with me in the group, you're here with me on YouTube. I was just telling them that I'm saving myself a little bit of time by doing it both places instead of trying to burn the candle at both ends. And I feel a sneeze coming. Bless me. Oh my gosh. There it was. I knew it was coming. Okay. And I'm better. And I'm better. All right. Let's get into it. Here we go. Okay. We're live here. We're live here. Okay. If you guys are not familiar with me, I'm Jacqui Duran. Hello, hello. Independent Scentsy consultants. I have been a consultant since January 2012. So I'm coming up on an anniversary, a big anniversary, right? So I've been doing this for a minute, and I can tell you that when I started, and a lot of you know my journey, I'm not going to go into my entire story of my journey, but I literally started as a hobby, was not anything. I wasn't ever thinking that I'd be sitting here today as like a director. I certainly wasn't wouldn't be sitting here thinking that I'm going to earn this Bermuda cruise, right? I would never, ever have been like, that will be me, right? That was not me in 2012. Very shy, very still coming out of, it had been a little while, but still very, I hate to say the word traumatized because it's not, I mean, it's not like all that, right? But still coming out of a very bad divorce. And I was very low in the self-esteem department. And so I wasn't ready to put myself out there like this. Like, I never would have said that I'd be doing this. But I really wasn't ready for a lot of things. And so when I joined, I didn't have goals. I didn't set goals. I didn't sit back and go, this is what I want to do. This is what I see myself doing. This is what I want it to be for me. I didn't do that. And so because of that, and we talk about this a lot, not just myself, but other leaders and people you talk to, everybody's journey is completely different, right? I know some people who join and within 3 months are already a director or above, right? I know others who have done it for 8 years and then promote to a director, right? So there is no specific timeline of when it needs to be done. It simply needs to be you, and it needs to be organic, and it truly needs to be something that you want. And I hope if you guys are watching this, that you want something out of this. Or if you're not yet a consultant, then you're thinking this might be something that I can get out of this, right? So I really want to break it down to the brass tacks of we do what we do, right? Because as a director, as a leader with Scentsy, could I just sit around and do nothing? Yeah. Would I still get paid? Not very much, right? Not very much. Because the way that our pay structure is, and you guys can all look at the compensation plan in any of the catalogs. You can pick up a catalog, you can look at one of the brochures, and you can go on your workstation and look up that compensation plan. But you will see, if you're not actually putting in, even as a leader like myself, even as a director, if I'm not putting in, if I'm not working my business, if I'm not doing sales, then I'm not getting paid as a director. This is why Scentsy is so good to us, because it doesn't make this whole company and this whole system to be, hey, promote to this big high title, and then you won't have to do anything anymore. No. You promote to this big high title, and you're going to lead from the front, and you're going to show people how to do the same things that you're doing and duplicate the process and create their own processes and build their own businesses so they can live the lifestyle that they want to live. And so that's why we're here, okay? That's why we're here. So first of all, to those of you who maybe are not or are newer, what is active? When I say active, I'm not talking about exercising. Hello, if you know Jacqui. Okay, I'm not talking about getting active, but that would be good too. Yay, yay, yay. Getting active in the world of Scentsy, and I'm talking US dollars here, is 200 PRV. Now, active status means that it actually has a really great underlying tone there, because active means you are actively working your business. Why? Because you at least have 200 PRV. That's not saying that you got one random order, right? Also based around the fact that a party truly kind of starts to build those rewards at the 200 mark. Again, I'm talking in US right now. That's when those host rewards start to come into effect, right? And so that's really where we begin. And that's where I want you guys, if you're newer, if you're an older consultant, if you've been a consultant before and you just rejoined, I really want you to start to think about every single month, your goal is to become active minimum within the first week of the month, every single month. This is what I want your goal to be. We talked a lot last year. I think I even did a video with a lot of my takeaways from it. From James Clear and his Atomic Habits. And he was actually one of the speakers at Scentsy Family Reunion, this year in 2019. James Clear really broke it down in really defining what builds habits is what actually builds us into routines. Those routines start to become automatic once we start doing certain things in a certain way repetitively, right? We start to build this routine, and before you know it, let's put it in this perspective, right? Before you know it, if you start getting into the routine of making it a goal to be active within your first week of every single month with Scentsy, before you know it, It's going to be the first week of every single month, and you're going to be active, and you're going to be like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm active, right? And you're going to start doing it without even thinking about it, because it's going to become automatic when you set those routines. So what I want you to do is I want you to really think about, if you don't already have a system, is I want you to think about a way or a system that you can put in place, routines, certain habits that you can build upon that really help you to get active within that first week. So excuse me, in my business, that very well may look like social media, right? You guys know, however you follow me, social media is my jam, right? And so I do a lot of lifestyle and sharing what I'm loving, what I'm warming every single week, every single Wednesday. I do my weekly wax picks, right? I'm putting that out on social media, Twitter and Instagram and on Pinterest, right? All these different social media outlets, and I'm putting that out, and I'm consistently doing it every single week. And by doing that, and by sharing the things that I'm loving, and sharing the ways that I'm using Scentsy and why I'm using Scentsy and what I do, because I like to also throw in my Scentsy life, right? Hashtag Scentsy life. I like to throw that into, right, why I do the things that I do, or why I'm getting to do the things that I'm getting to do, is because I'm putting in the work, right? And so I'm sharing those things with my followers, and even though you may think that nobody is watching, trust me, they are. I'm not going to go into that whole spiel again, but just know that these are all habits. These are all habits. I can sit there on the couch and mindlessly do social media marketing, and half the time not even realize that I've already done like 5 or 6 posts. Honestly, it's mindless now, right? Because, not because it's like, oh, it's so easy. No, it's something that's easy. It's just that I'm not trying to portray myself in any other way than I really stinking like this stuff, right? When I say the word stinking, even though I'm a Scentsy consultant, right? Like my winterberry apple tea. I did a whole video all about how I love winterberry apple tea. And did I do it because I was being like off the wall? Well, probably. Probably. But the whole fact of the matter is that I really truly love this scent. I love it so much. I have it like, if you can see back there, I've got it in pods. I've got it in the room spray. I've got it in the wax. I still have Scentsy soak because I stocked up on that before it went away. But that's how much I love this scent, right? And I can do a picture of this on my Instagram or my Twitter or my Facebook or what have you, right? And talk about just, I love this so much, or this makes my hands very moisturized because, hello, it's dry winter season, at least here in the Midwest. And yeah, my hands are dry as crap. And I really love our lotion, and I really use our lotion, hand cream, whatever. You guys get the point, right? That's what I mean by mindless, right? It's mindless because I'm not trying to portray something that I don't love. I missed the comment. The way you are with that. And I am with Eskimo Kiss. Totally get you with the Eskimo Kiss. That brown sugar and Eskimo Kiss is fantastic. But right, you can talk about things that you love, like your kids or your spouse or your parents or your sister or crafting or whatever it is that you love, right? You can do that without thinking about it. And that's what I really want you guys to start doing as consultants, is really living that hashtag Scentsy life, right? I want you to really start integrating it into your life. If you're not using the different products, start using the products. Could I say that louder for the people in the back? Start using the products, okay? If you haven't tried the laundry line, get something in the laundry line. I'm not telling you buy everything in the catalog. By no means. I'm not telling you to buy everything in the catalog. But you at least need to try some things. If you're just using the warmers and wax, that's fine. But I really beg of you to step out of that wax and warmer zone and say, hey, there's hand creams. I like my hands to be soft in the wintertime, right? Moisturized, sure do. There's hand soap, right? There's dish soap. There's counter clean. There's Scentsy Fresh for the curtains. That's one thing that I do every single week is I walk around my house and I do the curtains and I do the mats and I do the shower curtains in the bathrooms, right? These are things that I just do. And I try and remember at least every so often to take a picture or talk about it or show the product, right? And that's truly how I do my social media marketing. And again, I can do that mindlessly, right? Because I'm already doing it. And then I just add in the words of what I'm doing, okay? And I know a lot of people will come to me and be like, oh, can I, I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to say. Just say what's on your heart. It doesn't have to be some poetic lyric. It just needs to be like, oh my gosh, I love this stuff, right? There's no poetry in that. You can make it as poetic as you want. You can make it as funny or as silly as you want it to be if you want to spend time on it. But the whole point is you need to be talking about Scentsy. Another thing that is very, very important is immersing yourself in the world of Scentsy is to either be, if you're not branded when you go out of the house, my brand, like here I am wearing the Scentsy shirt from last season. I'm waiting for the new one to arrive. Hint, hint, by the way, Scentsy, it'd be nice if you shipped those out. Anyway, this is the one from last winter. All I need is Scentsy, but it says love and happiness, a cozy cardigan, and a little bit of Hygge. I don't remember how to say it now. Anyway, it basically means cozy in Nordic or something. Yeah, Denmark. I don't know, something. Anyway, and I try and be branded in some way. If I'm not branded on my shirt, then I at least am carrying stuff that's Scentsy, right? Okay, because it may be I'm going to the part-time job or whatever, and I didn't throw on a Scentsy shirt, right? Who cares? You're not wearing a shirt, that's fine. At least carry something with you. Carry catalogs, carry product lists, carry samples, for goodness sake. I have my samples made up there on the bookshelf, right? And every time that I go out, I grab those and I take it. She's got her hat. Yes, hats. Yes, anything like that, right? Because, and I'm not saying that you go out there and you're like, look at me, world, here I am, right? That's not exactly what I'm going for. But for myself, I'm not like one of those people who will just like jump out from behind the next aisle and be like, oh, have you heard of Scentsy? Right? I'm not that person. I'm not that person. If you are, then go for it. Hallelujah. You can do it. I am not that person, so I don't do it, right? But if I'm branded, if I'm wearing a shirt, I may strike up a conversation in Target, right? In the line when I'm waiting to check out. I say Target because I got to go there again today. Holidays. At the post office, right? Hello, does anybody send out Happy Mail? I do. And so when I go to the post office, yes, I usually like to use the kiosk, but if it's busy or if it's whatever, then I will actually go through the line. And what happens when they look at my Happy Mail, they see my Scentsy stickers on it, and I usually will strike up a conversation with the clerk at the post office, right? So I'm always talking about it. I'm integrating it. My husband is the same way, and he's not even the Scentsy man, right? He's not that guy. He's not like in business with me, right? But when he goes and he's at work, he talks about Scentsy. And the reason I know this is because I get those random texts that will come in, and it will be like, hey, babe, will you send me the link to your Scentsy site? Sure will, honey. Not that I'm upset that he doesn't know it by now, but that's fine. That's a whole nother topic. But he has business cards of mine in his wallet, right? So if he is talking to somebody at work and they happen to mention it or what have you, there it is, right? Hopefully he's passing them out, right? But who knows? Who really knows at the end of the day? Point is, he at least will talk about it. When people come to my house, what's the first thing they notice? Hopefully is the scent. Hopefully that's it, right? At Thanksgiving, I had testers laid out, right? I had washed all of the bedding and all of the towels in the laundry line. And then I had gone around with my Scentsy Fresh. Scentsy Fresh saves lives, people. I went around the house with my Scentsy Fresh. I have a dog. I got 2 cats, right? So there's like hair on everything, right? So after we clean the hair, I spray the crap out of it with my Scentsy Fresh, so it doesn't smell like dog or cat. So I'm very hands-on when it comes to that. By doing all these little things, right, by integrating Scentsy into my life, it's very easy for me to be able to A, talk to people about it, get people interested in it, share it on my social media. So if I'm not talking to them in person, then I'm talking to them online, right? What I'm doing, what I'm using. This is what I'm using this week in my house. These are the scents that I'm warming this week, right? I can't even tell you how many times, and I've been doing this for a while now. Every Wax Wednesday, I call it Change Your Wax. Change Your Wax Wednesday, and I change out my wax because I, of course, do it at least once a week, if not twice, sometimes twice. But it never fails that I get comments or I get messages afterwards or even text messages afterwards of, oh my gosh, that scent I haven't tried yet. Would you mind sending me a sample? Well, of course, yeah, I still got a couple cubes left. Let me send you a sample, right? Boom! I'm getting Scentsy into the world. And am I shoving it down somebody's throat? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But I'm also constantly and consistently doing those things. All of those things. So even though as a leader, the very first thing that I do every single month is I have to figure out, where is my money coming from? I have to figure this out, right? I personally don't do a lot of home parties. I just don't have the opportunity to do them. I hope that you guys do. I hope that you guys have more opportunities than I do. But because I don't, I have to go on what works in my business, right? And what works in my business is putting together parties and those orders that I get in and doing my follow-ups with my customers and making sure that I'm touching base, and those people that I'm newly connecting with, whether out in the real world or on social media, right? That I'm really pulling them into my Scentsy lifestyle, right? Does that mean that I want them to bleed Scentsy? No, it just means that I want them to experience it too. Because I do this, A, because it's my job, B, because this job provides for the roof and the cars and the bills and the stuff that makes my family go round. And at the end of the day, that's what's most important to me. But the way to be able to do that is to get myself on a good habit of getting active every single month within that first week, okay? Why is it important? Again, it's important because we are building habits. Hopefully, if you're watching this training, if you're listening to this, whatever, rewatching this, if it's 3 years from now, hello in the future. What I want you guys to take away from this is that it's important because, yay, I'm so glad that you caught me live. Yes, yay. Welcome. It is important because these are the building blocks. These are the foundations of building a business. And again, if you're not doing this as a business, then that's fine. Continue to watch and have fun. That's awesome. Do it as a hobby. I did it for a hobby for two and a half, almost 3 years, whatever, right? I did it as a hobby. And I was like, hello, Jacqui, you can be making more money if you turn this into a business. So that's what I did, right? So if you're here watching, hopefully you're watching because you want this to be a business. So that's why this is important, is because the very first thing that you need to do every single month is get yourself active. And again, and I can say this from experience because when I very first started, yes, and again, it was hobby, right? I was hobby level. I was a hobbyist. That's why I was doing Scentsy. And at that time, because it was a hobby level, it was very hard. I struggled to get to 200. Like, there would be months in the beginning where I'd be like, at the end of the month, it'd be like, oh, I'm at 180. I just need to get to 200. And I would struggle to get there. Why? Because I really wasn't being consistent with anything. I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't sharing it. I wasn't talking and finding new customers. I wasn't seeing people out in the world when I go out and about, right? I wasn't branded on the back of my car, for goodness sake. I didn't pass out my business cards places that I went. But once I did started doing all those things, it started to become very easy. And then, and I will tell you my secret to success, at least to my success, was the follow-up aspect. Because it's all great and handy dandy to get that customer today, but what are you going to do in 2 weeks when that customer's received their order? Or what are you going to do next month when you've got a new scent of the month that's come out, right? And you want people to try it. Have you followed up? Have you checked on them? Have you asked them if they like their Scentsy, or sent them an email? Put them on your mailing list, sent them a sample? No? Then start doing that. Okay? Start doing that, please. Please, please, please. Follow-ups were a huge game changer for me because for so long I was so bad at it. And I can say that with the utmost honesty because it's true. I don't know why I made it so difficult for myself, but I did. I did. And I struggled to find the best way for me and my business and my life because at the time I was working that 9-to-5 corporate job, right? So it was very hard for me to push in time for my business when it was a business, when I decided it was a business. But I did. And even then I was like, oh, now those whole follow-up things, crap. Who ordered from me last month, right? It was a game changer when Maven/Amy, AMI, is now available, right? Oh my goodness. Hello, people. It's on my flippin' phone, okay? It's on my phone, it's on my iPad, it's on the computer, it's wherever I am. I can log in and I can easily do those follow-ups with that app. Does that work for me? Yes. Does a notebook and pen work for you? Awesome. However it is it's working for you, that's what I want you to do because those are the people, those customers that you're going to begin doing follow-ups with, those are the people who become your VIPs and who start to get involved and active. And then what happens when those people get active and involved and start loving Scentsy as much as you do? Pretty soon they start asking, if you haven't already asked them, what's this whole thing about joining? So how do I do what you do? That's how you start building, right? That's why it's so important. So what can being active do for your business? It can build your business. Again, even as a director, as a leader, the very first thing I focus on every single month is my own PRV. I have to, right? Because again, that commission check doesn't just happen. Just doesn't go poof, here you go, Jacqui. You did nothing this month, but here you go. No, I wouldn't be able to do this, right? This wouldn't be my full-time job if I didn't do anything. I have to do things. I have to work my own business, and that's what I do, right? I'm leading from the front and I'm showing my team that yes, you have to do these things if you're truly wanting to have a successful business. If you want to do this full time, if you want to make that kind of money, if you want to hang up the part-time job and you want to, or full-time job, and you want to start doing this and doing this from home and taking care of your kids and making your own schedule, then you have to step out of your comfort zone. You have to start talking to people. You have to start building your presence on social media. That means being consistent, right? Not just one post once a month, or that every third month when you haven't been active. You guys know the drill, right? I've been there, right? I've been there. Where you get that email saying, you're going to go inactive at the end of this month if you don't put in a minimum of 200 PRV. Again, I'm talking US, right? Okay? We've been there. We've all been there. We've all been there. And I don't want you to have to be there, because then all of a sudden, then you put out this like stressed out post on social media and you're like, oh my gosh, guys, I have to do this. I'm going to lose my consultant status. Oh my gosh, I have to do this. And everybody who follows you on social media or is friends with you on social media is like, well, that seems stressful, because that's all they see, right? That's all they see is that one stressful post every third month or fourth month now, I guess, right? It's not a good look. It's not a good look when you're trying to say, hey, this is a real thing, right? This is a real thing. Hello, this is a real thing. This is a real thing. Scentsy is my full-time business, people. Full-time business. My husband and I had to make the decision because my position was outsourced in my corporate job. But I made the choice to say goodbye to my cubicle and say hello to my Scentsy business and my home office. And say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put my back into it and I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And here I am 1 year since I made that decision, still doing this. I'm still here. And you think that I'm done yet? Oh, heck no. I'm not done yet. For the people in the back, heck no. Tell your haters, heck no. Watch me boss up to the next level, because that's where we're going to be when we start putting ourselves into the mindset. And I talk about growth mindset a lot if you follow me on Instagram. But growth mindset is truly training your brain that you can do these things that you want to do. Why? Because our brain feeds off of us and our emotions. And hello, is anybody else more emotional than me? I don't know. If you are, may the force be with you, because I am pretty darn emotional, okay? I have anxiety, I get emotional. Heads up to my husband, I'm having a hysterectomy in January. He's already not looking forward to that, right? So I'm probably gonna be even more emotional. But here's the thing, I'm emotional because I'm passionate. And I'm passionate about working with my team directly, with you guys on YouTube, right? I am passionate because I want people to see that somebody who came out of a really crappy marriage, who thought that she had no self-worth, who thought that she was probably gonna only make $10 an hour for the rest of her life, and that was the best that she was gonna do because she still hadn't finished that stupid college degree. And here I am, working my business on my terms, in my house, and doing it the way that I want to do it, and leading a team. You guys, this is real. This is real. This is real. This is real. And it all starts with that one simple step of getting yourself active every single month. And that's why I really want to push you beyond that comfort zone of getting just active for the month, right? I want to push you beyond that to try and get yourself trained, to train your brain to say, I can be active the first week of every single month. I can. And you have to continue to tell your brain that, right? Because again, our brains feed off of our emotions. So if we're saying it out loud, I can do this the first week of every month, and then on the inside, you're like, there's no flipping way I'm doing this. It's just not happening. What happens, right? Your brain listens to that little voice inside your head, or that little whisper that you just did, and that growth mindset is gone because your brain feeds off of you. So if you aren't telling your brain, and if you aren't believing it, then you're not going to do it. So I want you to believe in yourself, because I believe in you. I know, right? Do you hear Marley out there? She's mad because the dog's outside, and she wants Hero to come in because she wants to play with the dog. They have a love-hate relationship, and I'm not letting him in yet. The point is that we have to be able to train our brains to say, I can do this. I am good enough. This is possible for me. I can make this happen. Start telling yourself that. Look in the bathroom mirror if you need to do it, and look at yourself in the bathroom mirror. I can do this. And if that takes going in there once every 3 hours during the day, then go in there every 3 hours and look yourself in the mirror and say, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. We have to train our brain. We have to give ourselves that self-affirmation to say, I can do the hard things. Because trust me, guys, I have picked myself up off the floor. I have been in those dark moments. I have told myself horrible things that I would never tell another human being, but yet why do I tell myself those things? We have to teach ourselves, and we have to tell ourselves that we can do this. We can. And it all starts with that one step, getting into the habit of being active, not just by the end of the month. I really encourage you, and I'm going to push you to get active within that first week of the month. I really want you to try and push for that. Because the more that you push for that and the more consistent that you are with being able to do that every single month, then you're going to be able to sit back and say, I did do this because I can do this. And now, because I can do that, I can do more, right? That's when you up your goal level. You up your goal. Then your goal is going to become, maybe, at least it was for me, your goal is going to become, I'm going to hit 500 for the second week of every month. That's how I started out, right? By the mid-month, by the 15th of every single month, I said, I'm going to get 500. I'm going to get 500. And I had to step myself up in those little increments because, again, that was for me more realistic, okay? So for you, tailor it to however you need to, by all means, okay? I'm not telling you to just magically do what I do, but I'm saying whatever works for you. But I still want you to push yourself. Don't make it a goal of, okay, I want to be 200, and then you start accomplishing that 200, the active goal, right? And then go, no, I want to get 250, right? That's not pushing yourself, let's be real. That's not going to push yourself. You're working yourself up to that. You are going to start doing that. One little way to twist or to change that sentence into saying, I will start to do this, right? Here we are at the end of the year, and I'm not a big resolutions person, but I like to look at it as like a fresh start, right? That's how I again, train my brain. New start, new year, right? New rules, new goals. This is what I got, right? So here we are at the beginning, almost at the beginning of a brand new year. So I want you to sit back and say, okay, I'm working on that. Now you're going to say, starting next month, or starting this month even, I am going to be active the first week of every month. Now, does that mean that you're always going to hit that? No. Let's be real, guys. Let's be real. Do I hit my goal every single month? No. Do I keep trying? You can bet your bottom dollar that I do. I push myself all the way until that very last moment of the month. I don't give up. I don't say, oh, I'm only here. I'm never going to get to that. There's only a week left in the month. Might as well just start thinking about next month. Don't give up on yourself, because I, for one, I'm not going to give up on you. I'm not giving up. I'm going to continue to cheer you on, push you on, motivate you, give you encouragement, and remind yourself to look in the mirror and say, I will do this. Why? Because you can. You can. This isn't some only certain people can do this kind of thing, right? It's not. We have people in this company from all walks of life, from all circumstances. I have team members in Guam. I have a team member in Alaska who does amazing every single month. Do you think that she has the kind of resources that we do? Let's be real. I have a team in Hawaii. Do you think they can do things as easily as we do? And let me just put this in perspective for those of you who are not familiar, but let me break it down for you, because for my Hawaii girls, you know. Let me just tell you, we can complain about shipping all we want all day long here in the US, right? Or even in Canada. We can complain about shipping. Let me tell you a little story about shipping to Hawaii. They are an island, people. It is expensive as crap to ship something to Hawaii. Have you ever looked? Have you ever tried? I have, and I know they do. Do you know that they have been pushing for $500 parties for a long time, because that was the best way to be able to get shipping covered, okay? Because that's how expensive shipping is to Hawaii. They don't just have, well, I mean, they have their fruit that grows on the island, but you know what I mean, right? Like, they don't just have things that just pop up on the island, right? Like we do here in the US, right? Everything is imported to Hawaii. These team members work hard every single month, and they are jumping through hoops that we aren't even necessarily used to jumping through, or think, oh my gosh, my customer's complaining because they have to pay the $8 shipping. Go ahead. Ask the Hawaii team. Ask Josie. Ask her girls what it's like in the world of shipping for them. She will tell you some horror stories and the things that she does to be able to get that going, right? There's ways to be able to do it. There's ways to be able to do it, and all it takes is your mentality to change and your perspective to change and your brain to change into that growth mindset of, I can do this. We've got team members who just had babies not too long ago. Vicky, yeah, the shipping was $400 to a party in Hawaii. Oh, I bet. It is nothing compared to what we deal with here. But we have these women having babies. Josie is going to law school. Yeah, was it hard for Jacqui working her 9-to-5 corporate job, working like 70 hours a week? Yes, it was. But I did it because I told myself I could, and I was going to. Because I wanted to be able to live the life that I wanted. And I was able to do that by starting out with the goal of, I'm going to get active. It's important because it's building my business. It's building my customer base. It's helping me build as a business owner, as an independent consultant, right? What can it do for my business? It can literally propel me and put me on the path to the success that I want to have. Vicky's right. If it's worth it to you, then you make it a priority. Do I wake up in the morning and go, oh, I can't wait to clean the house today? Does it have to be done? Let me just tell you now, my husband isn't doing it. Or if he does like one thing and then he sits down like he just like won the Grand Prix and he's like, woo! Look who did the dishes, right? Like that's what he does. Dude, I did the dishes, I swept the floors, I did all the laundry, I took out the trash, I cleaned the Madison, right? Whatever it was, right? Dude, I did that all like an hour and a half. Took you an hour and a half to do the dishes. Okay, I'm kidding. You get my point though, right? We don't wake up in the morning going, I want to do this. But we make it happen, right? We make those things happen. I don't want to just live to pay my bills and die. I want to live and also pay those bills, right? I want to live while I'm paying the bills. That's a goal. That's a goal, right? Does anybody else have that goal? I have that goal. Does anybody else want to start having paychecks that are in the thousands? Do you know, I probably should have recorded it, the very first time that I had my first over $1,000 paycheck with Scentsy, I literally danced through my entire home. Danced. I'm not lying, and I am not that great of a dancer. I played soccer and volleyball and basketball. That was about the limitations of my coordination. Okay? Not a dancer. This is not a dancer's body. Okay? But I danced like I had danced my entire life because it was such a thrilling experience from that, I want to say girl, but really I'm a woman, okay? But from that woman who started out happy because she got like a $20 commission from Scentsy one month. That's where I started, right? I was like, oh, look at that. I got paid $20 from Scentsy this month, right? That was back in the days when I was just doing it as a hobby, right? Not really paying attention, not really doing anything, right? But I was like all excited. Look, $20. That first time that I got that first $1,000 paycheck, I danced around my home. Danced like nobody was watching. Do you guys want to start making $1,000 or more paycheck every single month? Raise your hand. You want to start making $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. if you guys watch the same videos I do, then you've seen the videos of like Chloe Cox and everybody talking about how they make over $10,000 every single month, right? Hello, raise both hands. Because I can tell you that as successful as I thought I was in my corporate job, it never was going to pay me that much money. Just wasn't. But the very first step I had to do was to be active. And that's why it's so stinking important to put that into your mindset, put that into your goals. And I want you to start doing it. And not, I want to get there, but I will get there. Changing that mindset. That's what's going to do it. All right, guys. Happy Tuesday. You guys ready for Star Wars? It's Wookiee Gate tomorrow, and I'm so excited. All right. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thanks for joining me for another amazing Tuesday training. I'm going to say goodbye to YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye.